Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. It's that time of year where we get a lot of these year-end reports that take a look at everything from jobs to economic growth. And a new report out today, just released by the Greater Cleveland Partnership, really looks at some of those key areas: income growth, job growth, and business growth throughout Cleveland. And this particular report pits us against 10 other Midwest cities, markets that are comparable to Cleveland. So we're talking Pittsburgh, Columbus, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Rochester, Buffalo, just to name a few of the cities. And when we look at the report that's out, we do have to say that these are actually the 2024 numbers. That's because the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, they're always a year behind when putting out this information. So it's the most recent we have to go on. And when we look at the numbers, Cleveland does fairly well. You obviously don't want to be at the bottom of that those 11 cities. So this new report ranks Cleveland fourth in the area of business growth, third in income growth, and sixth in jobs growth around the area. So we're going to welcome in to have a discussion about this. He is the president and CEO of the Greater Cleveland Partnership, Baiju Shah. Mr. Shah, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm having a good day.
It is a good day. Like I said, you don't want to be 11th in any of those numbers, and better than that, we are in the upper third in all three of those major categories. How should the average Clevelander look at this report? What do those numbers, what do those rankings say about the health of Cleveland when it comes to business and jobs?
Yeah, Dan, first of all, thanks for the context on the report. We want to be in the top tier of our peers. That's the target we set when we set out on our plan several years ago for moving Greater Cleveland's growth and prosperity. I think for the average resident of our region, it's encouraging news. Right? We have been working at this not just for a few years, but a few decades, as all of us who've been here for a while know, to pivot our economy, to ensure that we're investing in innovation, in technology to operate more effectively, but also to create the new products and services that the world needs. And we're starting to see the signs in the data. Our businesses are growing faster than other regions. Our income is growing much faster than other regions. And jobs continues to be our challenge, not because we don't have jobs. It's because we don't have enough people. We've got 36,000 open positions. And when I checked last Thursday across the region, we need more people. We still have the lowest unemployment rate in Ohio and one of the lowest in the Midwest. So that is our number one challenge. And I think that's, as Clevelanders, kind of a new day for us. Right? That is not something that we could have said a few years ago, certainly a few decades ago. This is kind of new territory for us to be in a position where our businesses are growing and thriving, but we need more people to continue to fuel that growth.
So we've got the jobs. So that's an incredible number, 36,000 jobs. Most cities would be envious to have that many openings. We don't have the people, the young people, as the report kind of looks at. How do we get our college graduates to stay? How do we attract people to Cleveland to say, hey, yeah, Chicago's great and all, and it's super shiny and it's super expensive. How do we get them to realize, boy, Cleveland is really a place that you can live a quality life?
Well, there's a couple things, and I'm going to first speak to what everyone can do. We all have to become better ambassadors for talking about our region as a world-class community that's growing through innovation and opportunity, but as you mentioned, also an exceptional quality of life. So often we hear of whether it's young professionals or mid-career families that are struggling with the cost of living in not just coastal cities, but cities throughout our country. We need to become better ambassadors of talking about the opportunities that are here, but also that exceptional quality of life. And I'll tell you what the X factor is, Dan. Many people in many places are longing to belong somewhere, to belong in a community. And I think that's what we hear more often than not just from young professionals, but from senior executives that move here. They realize that by living here, they're able to belong in a community in a way that they have not yet experienced, and it fulfills them in a different way. And that's through both knowing your neighbors, but it's also through volunteering and being engaged.
I've been in Cleveland for 20 years now, and the transformation, as you said, in the past couple of decades, I remember what downtown looked like
Oh,
20
yeah.
years ago before the casino, before East Fourth, before our championship level
Yeah.
of teams. And it was rough, and Cleveland has turned a whole new direction. It's inspiring to see. Where do we go next? You said that the biggest challenge is getting people to fill those roles. What is the next biggest challenge for the Greater Cleveland Partnership?
Well, thanks for asking. So we've updated our strategic plan for the region. Again, our targets remain the targets. We want to be in the top tier of growth this decade, not just in 1 year, but every year to keep propelling this region forward. I'd say there's two big new challenges, right? So we have to keep doing everything we have been doing, whether it's building businesses through innovation, attracting talent that's here, making sure everyone participates, and continuing to put that polish on our region through our waterfronts and our amenities. But on top of that, there's two big challenges that we're calling out. The first is artificial intelligence. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows that it's transforming, not only their lives, but businesses and organizations. And we as a region have to be prepared to take advantage of it as an opportunity and not to be scared by it. And so that's a big piece. And the second is energy. We need more energy in this region and in our geography because as not only data centers come online, but as we're getting more and more manufacturing operations like the big Ford expansion out in Avon Lake, we need more energy to make sure not only the businesses continue to operate with reliable and affordable access to energy, but that all of us that live here aren't going to face the situation that those in California are facing with the occasional brownouts.
Yeah, very interesting perspective there. We're speaking with the president and CEO of Greater Cleveland Partnership, Baiju Shah. Mr. Shah, I'm going to give you the final word here.
Sure.
When you got this report, when you looked at the numbers, I'm sure you and your office were, boy, this is great progress. Put a final bow on the report as
Yeah.
far as it comes to business and jobs in our region.
Well, let me put a final bow on it because you referred to the championship season, and our theme is all in because that was the Cavaliers championship anthem, if you recall. And it takes all of us, businesses, civic leaders, the public leaders, and residents being aligned and moving in one direction to make this more than a one and done type of report. We want to win year over year over year and win the decade. And that's going to take all of us continuing to stay committed and not getting complacent with one good year of success.
Mr. Shaw, we know you're a busy man, championing the charge
Yep.
to advance the city of Cleveland. So thanks for taking some time with us today.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, take care. Just wanted to give you that latest report, just came out today, and something to feel proud of when we look at those numbers and the direction that Cleveland is heading. Again, heading in a far better direction than some of our maybe counterparts throughout the Midwest. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be right here on our digital platforms. Otherwise, look for our 3.5 hours of news and first alert weather to come up at 3 o'clock on Channel 19 and on our streaming partners. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great day.